You can't even compliment people these days. Everyone's so touchy. Have you ever considered asking someone how they like to be complimented?
So Blake Lively amends her complaint against Justin Baldoni. She alleges other women.
Fast approaching, Blake Lively's team came down to the wire, releasing their amended complaint at midnight this morning.
Now, it could be that there's other allegations out there that are going to, at least support her position that we haven't seen yet.
The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken a dramatic turn with Blake's amended complaint, revealing 8 wild allegations that have sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The case, which stems from their collaboration on the film It Ends With Us, has gone beyond a simple professional dispute to uncover a tangled web of accusations involving on-set behaviour, power struggles, and behind-the-scenes manipulation. With both stars fiercely defending their positions, the amended complaint has intensified public interest, drawing reactions from fans, legal experts, and even industry insiders.
I'm actually not too convinced that this is all Ryan Reynolds doing, because if you read Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, then you would have known that Blake Lively started to take control, at least over wardrobe, almost immediately. So very early in 2023, I believe, which is long before Ryan is alleged to have come home, gotten into a jealous rage, and taken over the project. So this cannot be all Ryan Reynolds. Blake has to have some culpability in this. It's not like things were absolutely going fine until after the strikes. I mean, they were, in terms of her relationship with Justin. She never complained about him. She had many meetings with executives. Never once did anyone, including Blake, complain about Justin until Wayfarer got that 17-point list from her lawyers.
But what exactly did Blake allege against Baldoni? And why are these claims stirring up so much controversy? Let's dive into the 8 explosive allegations that have reignited this already heated legal war. One of the most shocking allegations in Blake's amended complaint is that Justin Baldoni allegedly engaged in unprofessional conduct on set, making her feel uncomfortable and disrespected. Blake claims that Baldoni crossed boundaries during filming, especially in intimate scenes, despite her expressing discomfort. These accusations have sparked heated debates, with many questioning the professionalism of both parties involved in the production.
Her newly amended lawsuit against Justin Baldoni in real time, and the complaint is a lot like her. It's spicy and playful and has no teeth. Thus far, the biggest bombshell is that allegedly other female cast members were victims of Justin Baldoni's inappropriate on-set behavior. But what that is, allegedly, she doesn't specify it. Maybe she will as we work our way through the lawsuit. Let's pick up where we left off. The poisoner of minds is detailing all of the infractions she claims that Justin Baldoni made. Once again, Blake, no receipts, Lively. Thank you for taking the time to say this, and also for taking the time at your lunch. I felt untethered today and you grounded me. I'm sorry for what you've experienced, and I wish I would have been there to witness it for you. And not that you need me to, but I sure would have loved to have run my mouth about it. Thank you for not only witnessing me, but for coming in with such eloquent and safe backup. You were able to be bold without being inflammatory, which is such a tightrope, and I really appreciate it. And more allegations against him from Blake Lively and other female cast members coming up.
Adding fuel to the fire, Blake alleges that Baldoni repeatedly ignored the intimacy coordinator's advice during the filming of certain scenes. The intimacy coordinator, whose job is to ensure actors' comfort during sensitive scenes, reportedly noted that Blake was clearly uncomfortable during the bar scene, yet Baldoni allegedly pushed forward against her wishes. This claim has amplified the conversation about on-set safety and the importance of respecting professional boundaries.
You can't even compliment people these days. Everyone's so touchy. Have you ever considered asking someone how they like to be complimented? No. It's important to remember that compliments are for the person that you're complimenting, so it's really helpful to find out how they like to be appreciated. How would I find out? You could ask how someone likes to be complimented on their appearance, if they like to be complimented on their intelligence. You could ask what kind of compliments feel good.
Blake further claims that Baldoni intentionally excluded her from key creative decisions, despite her leading role and her contractual right to be consulted. She alleges that significant changes to scenes and character development were made without her input, leaving her feeling marginalized in the creative process. This allegation raises questions about the dynamics of power on set and how creative control can become a battleground.
So Blake Lively amends her complaint against Justin Baldoni. She alleges other women were in fact harassed and that they will testify, and that the amount of online vitriol aimed at her is extremely dangerous. We've got the complaint. We've got a special guest. Hot Mics with Billy Bush, presented by our friends at LA Golf, starts right now. All right, let's get into it. How you doing? We're live on TuneIn and YouTube, and if you are watching right now on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free. Frankly, we need you, okay? Big guest coming up later on. I don't know if you saw this, but ASAP Rocky, not guilty, got done talking about this amended complaint, which Blake Lively filed, her legal team did, last night at 11:59 p.m. All right. This is their amended complaint now against Justin. Remember, they asked for the date of March 5th to get this in. The judge said, no, get this to me right after President's Day weekend. Here are the bullet points of what's inside. They allege Mr. Baldoni's social combat plan, which I've never heard of before. This is an SCP, a social combat plan, has resulted in the viral spread of hateful, threatening, and derogatory harassment and cyberbullying, and that the environment is a culture of fear and intimidation. It's extremely dangerous. That's what they're saying right now.
Perhaps the most jaw-dropping allegation is the claim that Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, was secretly involved in rewriting portions of the script without proper authorization. According to the complaint, these changes were made behind the scenes and without Blake's knowledge at times, which she believes contributed to the tension between her and Baldoni. This revelation has shifted part of the focus toward Ryan's involvement, further complicating the already messy situation.
Justin does. He battles against toxic masculinity. That's his whole thing. I was going to say his brand, but it seems to be a genuine interest of his, a passion project of his. He even writes books about it. And finally, there was the end scene, which I remember even the first time I watched it, I was laughing to begin with, and then I was like, all right, this is overkill. This is way too much. And it was the scene where Lady Pool, who I didn't know at the time was voiced by Blake Lively. I had no idea.
Blake accuses Baldoni of engaging in emotional manipulation during filming, claiming he used subtle forms of gaslighting to undermine her confidence. She alleges that Baldoni would dismiss her concerns on set, making her question her own experiences and professionalism. Such claims have sparked discussions about mental health and emotional safety within high-pressure environments like film sets.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed an amended version of their complaint. Eva Pilgrim has the details, including claims that other women on set raised concerns about Justin Baldoni.
Good morning again, Michael, and you're right, it continues. Blake Lively this morning is saying she wasn't the only woman complaining about Justin Baldoni's behavior on the set of It Ends With Us. In a new amended complaint and the ongoing legal battle, Lively's legal team saying the experiences of Ms. Lively and others were documented at the time they occurred starting in May of 2023. Going on to write, Mr. Baldoni acknowledged the complaints in writing at the time.
In a significant allegation, Blake claims that after she voiced her discomfort and dissatisfaction, Baldoni retaliated by limiting her involvement in promotional activities and excluding her from important post-production decisions. If proven, this could demonstrate an abuse of power aimed at silencing dissent.
One thing I found wild was the text message where Justin Baldoni was basically saying that they want to set Blake Lively up to be as hated as Hailey Hailey Bieber. And according to this text message that Justin is sending to his PR team, that was his goal. I will say Blake did an amazing job bringing the receipts in the lawsuit. He had said, I needed more receipts, I needed more info, we got it. So on August 5th, Justin Baldoni set the narrative for the social media campaign. And this is when he had sent Miss Abel a screenshot of a thread on X. So the thread on X was basically just saying Hailey Bieber is a mean girl, a bully. And he says, this is what we would need. And then Miss Abel says, yes, I literally just spoke to Melissa about this on break, about what we discussed last night for social and digital. And while he does not state Blake Lively's name anywhere in this text message, it definitely seems like this is towards Blake. He is texting with his PR crisis management team. And when I say, I wonder how they got these text messages, I'm not saying I think these are false. I actually think these are true messages. A lot of people were questioning, A, why would she come out and say this now because that makes her look bad? Or B, why would she not come out with this lawsuit earlier, right after filming was done and over with, obviously, since these are problems that occurred during filming. And I think she was gathering all this evidence. I don't know how she got these text messages, but I don't think it was the easiest thing to obtain. Included in the lawsuit are many more messages, and a lot of these messages are from people on Justin Baldoni's PR crisis management team. These messages below are from August 4th, where Miss Abel was texting Miss Nathan, stating, I'm having reckless thoughts of wanting to plant pieces this week of how horrible Blake is to work with, just to get ahead of it. She's putting us through hell.
Blake's amended complaint also accuses Baldoni and his team of withholding vital communication, including emails and text messages that she claims would support her allegations. Interestingly, her team alleges that key documents were either hidden or destroyed during discovery. This has become a crucial point of contention, with both sides accusing the other of lacking transparency.
With the judge's deadline fast approaching, Blake Lively's team came down to the wire, releasing their amended complaint at midnight this morning. We've got to discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. About 50 new pages added and 3 big takeaways. She's now added Jed Wallace and Street Relations Inc., which is expected. We thought that was going to happen. She's going to have trouble, though, because she originally did it in Texas, and now she's trying to declare it in New York. I see many legal analysis already saying that that's probably not going to work. We'll see. She's also added a lot more about defamation. Now, in hindsight, looking at more that she's gathered, she's assuming everything that's gone wrong is because of Justin's PR team. The big takeaway, though, that all the headlines are approaching is that she is now making it clear there are other women who felt uncomfortable on the set and that they will testify at trial. Now, that would seem damning, but she doesn't really offer any specifics.
Finally, Blake alleges that Baldoni fostered a hostile work environment, making it difficult for her and other cast members to perform comfortably. She claims that his leadership style was aggressive, contributing to an overall toxic atmosphere on set. This accusation has opened broader conversations about leadership and accountability within the entertainment industry.
Now, it could be that there's other allegations out there that are going to, at least support her position that we haven't seen yet. But I don't know, that video made it hard to be on her side after that.
Yeah, and I know we're going to talk more about the complaint later, but this was their moment, Chesty, where they could have tried to take control of the narrative. And I read, is it 482 paragraph complaint?
Yeah.
I read the complaint. I perused it while you read it, Keith.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for, okay, where's the clarification? Where's the drop a bomb on us and let us know how we're missing something from what Brian Friedman and his crew have put out there? Because there always is 2 sides to every case. It's going to be it's not just an uphill battle. It almost seems like it is impossible. And I'm not sure how I would advise Blake or Ryan Reynolds. And that's one other thing here, Chesty, is the thing that's hit me is this has taken one of the most famous movie stars right now, Ryan Reynolds, and it's pulled him down. And I'm not sure he comes back from this. I mean, like you said, if he goes to the Bahamas for a few years, I suppose everyone will forgive. But what I think people need is they need people to be honest and real. And if Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively would hold a press conference after being coached by their lawyers and not doing this themselves and have their PR people help them, and they took responsibility for what's happened here and basically said, we didn't realize this was going to blow up the way it did. And yes, we may have overstated some things, and we wish we could go back in time, and we think that Baldoni is a good man, and this just got out of control too quickly.
Following the release of Blake's amended complaint, Baldoni responded by releasing raw, unedited footage from the disputed scenes to counter her allegations. His legal team claims that the footage disproves Blake's version of events, showing that all protocols were followed. Supporters of Baldoni argue that the footage clears him of wrongdoing, while Blake's team insists that context matters beyond what's captured on camera.
We have no issue talking most of the time. We're never gonna find out.
And they win!
Oh my gosh, we don't shut up. And Emily and I have we have these moments where
Staring? You're just staring.
Literally we've done it for 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally look at each other and
when
time.
I found a sociopath.
And time stops.
Yeah.
But that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
No, we're like, oh my god, there's something happening.
And they score again.
Yeah.
Again.
It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
Despite the sensational nature of the allegations, some legal experts argue that Blake's amended complaint lacks a smoking gun, solid, irrefutable evidence that would decisively prove her claims. Analysts point out that while the allegations are serious, proving them in court could be challenging without concrete documentation. This has left many wondering whether the case will drag on or be dismissed for lack of substantial proof.
Oh my God. Miss Lively sent a cease and desist letter to defendants on December 20th. So wait, Blake Lively sent a cease and desist to Wayfair, to Justin, to all of these people on December 20th, saying you're not allowed to say a word, which is why we have not heard a word from Justin. We have not heard a word from Jamie. We have not heard a word from Melissa, Jen, or any of them. They have not said a word. Brian Friedman is not part of that cease and desist. He has not gotten anything from them, and he is the only one that is speaking. So technically, they have done nothing wrong. But she's saying they got a cease and desist.
The lawsuit has divided Hollywood and the public. While some support Blake for speaking out about her alleged mistreatment, others believe the case is overblown or potentially career-damaging for all involved. As the drama unfolds, the stakes remain high, especially considering how both actors' reputations are on the line. Fans are anxiously awaiting the next court dates, hoping for clarity in what has become an increasingly complicated situation.
What misconduct? Making people uncomfortable. Blake, you have made me so uncomfortable. Mr. Baldoni refused to take accountability for his own actions. I'm sorry, all I know is that Mr. Baldoni has taken accountability. All I've seen is him say, I'm sorry. He specifically said in a letter, he wrote, I'm sorry. He took note of his problems. He signed his apologies. He changed his behavior. Everything went well after the all-hands meeting. What the f*** are you talking about? Sorry, you guys. I've never felt so angry as I have today. I think I've lost my mind. Are you with me or am I alone here? The fact that she actually thinks that this is okay is nuts.
Blake Lively's amended complaint against Justin Baldoni has brought forth 8 explosive allegations that delve into workplace dynamics, creative disagreements, and personal boundaries. While her claims paint a troubling picture of her experience on set, Baldoni's counterarguments and released footage present a conflicting narrative, with accusations ranging from harassment and emotional manipulation to secret script rewrites allegedly involving Ryan Reynolds. This legal battle is far from straightforward.
Let me tell you something. I have watched that little slow dancing scene between Blake and Justin many times, and Justin's legal team put it out, and there's nestling, there's nuzzling, there's all moves that I pull when I'm slow dancing. I'm gonna tell you, I pull these moves like you wouldn't believe. All right, this is how you make it believable. Even if who scripts? You nuzzle once, not twice. You don't get near the lip. You just under the chin. That's too much to think about. you've got two actors. She said, I'm good, he's good. I watched it. It doesn't seem creepy to me. It doesn't. Not even, let alone harassment. There's a room full of people, but not even creepy. Blake alleges also in the amended complaint that the Baldoni that we see is not the Baldoni in private, that he is two people. She claims it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation.
As both parties dig in for what promises to be a lengthy legal fight, the industry watches closely, aware that the outcome could set new precedents for professional conduct in Hollywood. Will Blake's allegations hold up in court, or will Baldoni's defense expose weaknesses in her claims? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, this high-profile case is far from over.